was just last week with my friend Andrea's retreat, Reset and Renew retreat in upstate New York. It was beautiful. We were talking about different body parts that correlate in different seasons in Chinese medicine. And the season that we're in right now is the season of the lungs and large intestine. Now, I'm not a Chinese medicine practitioner, but I do follow some of the learnings, and love learning about how that shows up in the body and what that represents in the body. And so this season is lungs and large intestine. And also, lungs is representative of grief. So just like other body parts are representative of other emotional states, the lungs are grief. So we talked in the retreat about how and where grief lives in the body, along with other emotions as well, because grief can live alongside everything else. Joy can be there and there can be grief. Other feelings can be there and there can be grief. So I thought it would be important to be here with you all around the topic of grief, which could be at any point, at any time of the year. It's something that could be there all the time, because there's always loss and change that we experience in life, sometimes much more devastating than others. And for whatever reason, I feel as though in our culture, we usually shy away from grief and other feelings that somehow people have a much harder time being present to or talking about. And it's unfortunate because it's a very important experience, is one of grief and loss. So I wanted to share that with you, that it is the season of that, whatever that means to you, and whatever you notice about when and where grief lives, and to encourage you not to shy away from being present to grief. Grief can mean so many things. People have written for ages about what grief is in the body, about how grief shows up in our bodies, about grief as an experience that spans many things in our lives. And I'm could talk on, and I do in my groups and with my clients about the way that grief shows up, and sharing about my own grief. And again, that's shows up in many, many ways, of things lost, of things thought that would happen that haven't, of things like of actually people dying, of even seasons changing, of multiple things that can bring a feeling of grief. And there's nothing wrong with it. And there was a woman I was around recently who was really uncomfortable with it. She said, I don't like it. I just want to be happy and joyful and have a nice time. And I said, well, that's great. But then there's something that's being really neglected, because I don't believe we can get through life without living through grief in some way. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's something that I believe that the more we've loved, that sometimes means then we grieve, maybe equally, if not more so, if we've loved so much. And it's important. So I felt it would be important to mention again, it's the season of that. If you want to look more into Chinese medicine and the different body parts that are represented throughout the year, that's a great thing. But I felt this one was really important to come and share about.